What's up, Evan? It's everyone here. I've been making finance app videos lately, and I've come across Yotta Bank. It's a savings platform that's received investments from popular YouTuber Stephan. Now, everybody's asking questions about this platform. Is Yotta Bank a scam? Is Graham doing a pump and dump? Isn't him just making videos about the platform a trick to get his viewers in on his Ponzi scheme? So let's talk about exactly what Yotta Bank is, how the company makes money, what Graham Stephan's involvement is, and whether or not Yotta Bank works, or if it's just a big scam. All of this and more, including why thousands of people are petitioning Jeff Bezos to eat the Mona Lisa, coming up next. But first, let's make a deal. For every like that this video gets, I will invest my appreciation into you, the viewer. You'll get extra appreciation for turning that like button blue in order to increase this video's chances in the YouTube algorithm. And as a sign of good faith, I'll also make sure to say thank you to everybody who leaves a comment saying they turned that like button blue. And while you're down there, I'd also really appreciate it if you lightly click that subscribe button and then rang the notification bell to be updated when new videos come out every Friday. So thank you so much, and thank you so much to the sponsor of this video, Yotta Bank. Actually, just kidding. I'm never getting sponsored. And with that, let's get on to the video. Yotta Bank is a finance app and platform which is known for the way it tries to gamify savings. It enters users into lotteries based on how much they're able to save. Prizes range all the way up to $10 million, and Yotta has claimed that they've paid out $3.5 million worth of prize money. For every $25 you deposit into Yotta, they'll give you a ticket for the weekly lottery drawing. You actually get these tickets in perpetuity, meaning that you'll keep getting a ticket either until you take your money out of Yotta or they change the rules of the game. What's not so good though is that you only get 6 withdrawals per month. This is of course not in line with what most banks do. That's because they try to offer unlimited 24/7 access to your funds. After picking your weekly tickets, you pick your 7 numbers on each ticket, and then this is going to be done for you automatically if you don't pick them yourself. Tickets are dispersed weekly, but there are 7 drawings per week, meaning that there's a drawing every single day. These drawings are for each number of that week's winner, and they're held at 9 p.m. Eastern. After the final drawing on Sunday, winners are determined by how many numbers on your ticket match the numbers on the winner, just like a normal lottery. If all 7 of your digits match, you'll win the $10 million grand prize. Your odds are of course astronomically low, about 1 in 8 billion. This is true of normal state lotteries as well. So what does Yotta Bank have to gain by giving away this kind of money? How can they afford to do that as a bank when their goal is to make money? According to Yotta co-founders Adam Wallace and Ben Boyle, Yotta is supposed to help get people interested in saving by offering them a gamified experience. Now, while the chances of winning are low, you can increase them by saving more money, and statistically you should be likely to hit small wins here and there. Now, this is an issue that I have with Yotta Bank. There's a disconnect between their targeted user base, lottery players or those with gambling mindsets, and those that understand the long-term benefits of saving and investing. If you're somebody who actively plays the lottery, spending hundreds if not thousands of dollars a year, you're interested in the potential for short-term wins. Plus, you only get 1 ticket for $25. Granted, you're going to get that ticket every week, but that's a long-term mindset that's contradictory to this use case. In the gambling mindset, you could also just go out and buy 12.5 Powerball tickets for $25. But if you're already in that investing mindset like you and I are, there's going to be a bunch of better things that you can do to better save and invest your money. Now, Yotta claims that you can't lose on its platform since it pays a base interest rate of 0.2%. While this is higher than your typical savings account, there are plenty of high-yield savings options that are going to earn you even more. You can get 0.5 all the way up to even 0.7%. But Evan, that's not factoring in any potential prize money. You're right, but it's also possible that you'll never win anything with Yotta Bank. In my opinion, getting a guaranteed 0.7% interest on your savings is better than having the potential to earn 0.75% by getting lucky week after week. But Evan, the whole point is that they're trying to make savings fun. It's a good idea and a great mission, and that's why Grant invested in it. And I can agree, getting more people interested in financial concepts is great. It's really important, but packaging these concepts around gambling doesn't help people learn about the long-term benefits of savings and investing. So is Yotta Bank a scam? The simple answer is no. Banks actually have a much higher profit margin than you would think. Yotta sacrifices its profits in order to pay for small wins from their customers by using their revenues. Big prizes will be paid out with insurance policies, which is actually a fairly common practice. In fact, you might see something about that in the news soon depending on who wins the ALCS. Plus, Yotta Bank has FDIC insurance, meaning that your money is protected up to $250,000 per account. Now, some people have argued that Yotta Bank is a Ponzi scheme. This is a plan where someone receives money from investors and pays them back with money that they receive from new investors. Ultimately, old investors are going to want to cash out for too much, or there's going to be no more investors left to find at all, leading to the Ponzi scheme's collapse. This isn't the case with Yotta because it's primarily paying users back with money that it generates from its revenues. While Yotta may not be profitable because of this, very many large businesses, including ones that you're likely very familiar with, operate at a loss in order to achieve future growth. Yotta is sharing or foregoing profits in order to pay out winnings to its customers. Now, this makes it tough to scale Yotta's business because there's either going to have to be a reduction in the prizes that they give out or a cap that the company is willing to pay out in a given time frame in order to achieve and then maintain profitability. So, is Graham doing a pump and dump with Yotta? Well, that's also no. Pump and dumps are schemes that are typically used for publicly traded assets, things like stocks and cryptocurrencies. Since Graham was an early investor, he likely has a decent stake of equity or ownership in the company. Because Yotta is private, selling this stake might be illiquid or tough to sell. And Yotta's mission is in line with what Graham preaches on his channel, at least sort of. It makes saving and financial knowledge available to a wider range of people. But I again think that there's a gap between Grant's audience and the app's target audience. If you're watching financial content like Graham's or mine, you'll know that there's better savings options out there. You'll also know that saving money is going to lose you value over time due to inflation. Saving should really only be reserved for building out an emergency fund of 6 to 8 weeks worth of your expenses. Extra money that you have that you don't spend should be used to invest and build your portfolio and grow your wealth over time. However, it should be noted that Grant simply mentioning Yotta in those 2 videos has caused massive interest spikes, downloads, and use of the app. I don't think anyone should be upset at Graham about this. People who have large audiences see this sort of reaction very often. For example, there's the Cramer effect. This is the short-term swing in stock price based on the recommendations of Mad Money host Jim Cramer. Mentioning things to your viewers in order to get you interested in them is kind of the point of the business side of YouTube. Think about the sponsor reads you get in every other video that you watch. The difference and the reason that Graham is catching some flack is that he's promoting a private investment. To this, I'll say 2 things. First, he did disclose this information in each of his videos. Second, YouTubers promote their investments all the time. The difference is that these are normally things like clothing or live events, rather than private investments like Yotta Bank. At the end of the day, Graham's coffee company is much more likely to be successful than Yotta Bank, and that's because it's more closely related to his personality and his content. A lot of startups fail, but the majority of people who make it big online are always going to have some sort of following that's around them to buy what they make. And it also makes a lot more sense for Graham's audience to support him by buying coffee, rather than using a lottery savings app. That's because it much better supports the parasocial relationship of content consumer and content creator. So is making videos about Yotta app encouraging people to sign up for the app? Not directly, but still yes. And I really don't think that's the worst thing because there's actually no money to be lost. Sure, there's an opportunity cost of not getting higher returns in a different high yield savings account, or the opportunity cost of saving that money rather than actually investing it. But ultimately, using Yotta Bank isn't the same as gambling your money away. So where does Yotta go from here? They've introduced a debit card which gives you a 1 in 250 or better chance at getting the item you just bought on the card refunded. You'll need to have direct deposit enabled, and you can get better odds by using referrals. You can also get an extra lottery ticket for every $10 spent, or again, through more referrals. I would assume there's a limit as to how much Yotta Bank is willing to pay on a single transaction, but there's nothing in their disclaimer that provides this information. Yotta has what it calls buckets. These allow you to create different categories in order to track different financial goals. This is already doable with Mint or a plethora of other apps. They also have Pool Play, which allows you to create groups which will share tickets and thus any prize money associated with them. This gives you a better chance of winning, but it also decreases the amount of money that you're likely to win, because any money that you win is going to be split amongst the whole group. An intriguing feature is Crypto Buckets, which isn't available yet. It converts your dollars into stable coins and gives you a ticket for every $5 that you convert. The implied annual yield is 8%, so it could be higher or lower depending on if you get lucky or not. If you want to make some better money, get Gemini and Celsius. Convert your dollars into Gemini dollars and then transfer them over to Celsius for free. This will net you an easy 8.8% return on your money. It'll also have a video about this process coming up next week. They also have features for clearing your direct deposit quicker in order to net you more lottery tickets and a credit builder. You give Yotta $1,000 and they give you 40 lottery tickets every week for a year while your cash is locked up. Then you pay them $55 a month for 2 years, a total of $1,320. Then you get your $1,000 back, but Yotta is going to net that $320 less any lottery fees and the impact of inflation. They report your payments to the 3 major credit bureaus. That's supposed to help you build up your credit score by creating a longer on-time payment history. The major issue is that adding this loan is going to decrease your average age of credit since it's a new account. You also can't extend it beyond 2 years. If you want to build up your on-time payment history with something that is eventually going to increase your average age of credit and do that for no cost, just get a credit card and pay off your monthly balance in full every month. Now, if you're wondering about the Jeff Bezos story from before, yes, thousands of people have signed a change.org petition calling for the Amazon billionaire to buy and then eat Leonardo da Vinci's famous Mona Lisa painting. Why? It's just kind of funny to think about, and that's the nature of the internet. So with that said, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and as always, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. Feel free to add me on Instagram. I post there every couple of months. Follow me on my TikTok, add some music. If you want to make sure to see some brand new eBay reselling content nearly every day, make sure to follow me over there. And then lastly, if you'd like to get some free Bitcoin, now valued all the way up to $40, just use the link in my description below for my Celsius promo code. You can use my code when you create an account and transfer in over $400 or more of any cryptocurrency to Celsius. Then we'll both get some free Bitcoin. Lots of cool stuff in the description. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time.